This video is going to help us with our 9.1 homework. So we are going to work on writing those equations. I'm going to pick a few problems from our homework to go over. So if you are stuck on your homework, this video will be able to help you. Or if I don't address the problem you're stuck on, be sure to let me know and we can set up a time to meet together. So number 1 says that at Glen Cliff High School, the photography club has 23 members, which is 12 fewer than the Hacky Sack Club. So let's come here. So this photography club has 23 members, and this is 12 fewer. So the photography club has less members than the Hacky Sack Club. The Hacky Sack Club has 12 more members. The photography club has 12 fewer members. So does the Hacky Sack Club have 35 or 11 members? Write an equation using the variable h to model the problem. So we know that the photography club has 23 and the Hacky Sack Club has more, right? The photography club has 12 fewer, so that means the Hacky Sack Club has 12 more. So if I do 23, so we're using H to solve our problem here. So we know we have 23 students, and we want to figure out an equation to represent these 23. So we're going to say H is representing Hacky Sack Club. So if I take H and I want 12 fewer now, minus 12 will equal 23. So I could plug in, here's my Hacky Sack Club. I'm saying they have 35. So if I do 35 minus 12, that equals 23. So we have seen a lot of equations that have our problem first and our answer second. You can put your answer second and the problem on the other side. It will equal the same thing. All an equation means is that you have two expressions and they are balanced and will come out to the same thing. So our equation asked us to use H. So here's our equation. We're taking the Hacky Sack Club. We're taking away 12 people, and that equals 23. So let's see if we can think of a different way to write that same problem. So what would be the opposite of minus 12? The opposite would be to add 12. So if we take 12 and we add on the photography club, which is 23, that should equal H for the Hacky Sack Club. 12 plus 23 is 35. 35 minus 12 is 23. So this is a fact family here, and we can write the equation either way here. Okay, the next problem we're going to go over is number 2. So Tilda buys a shirt for D dollars. So her shirt is D. She uses a $50 gift card and receives the change shown below. So she gets $22.50 in change. We know the shirt was D. This was the total that she started with. This is what is left. So we want to write an equation to represent this situation. So think about how much did she start with? So she started with $50. And then she bought a shirt. So when you buy something, think about, are you getting money or are you giving away your money? So when we buy something, we minus, and we don't know how much the shirt cost. So we're just going to say minus D for dollars. And after we take that away, what is left? Our change is $22.50. So we could do the opposite of this problem as well. The opposite of minus D is to add D and our change. So if I took the D dollars and this is what I spent, this is what I have left on my gift card, it should equal $50, which was what I had on the gift card. So we can flip these back and forth and they mean the same thing. We can also put our 2250 in front and we could say that 50 minus D is the same thing. So all of these equations are equivalent and equations are equivalent and mean the same thing. Okay, number 3 asks us to write an equation that has a solution of 4. So the solution means that is what you can plug in and it makes it true. So a solution should make it equal. So we're going to plug in 4 for the variable of n, and we have to use multiplication. So we want to select all of the correct answers. So let's just first look and see if there's any that don't use multiplication. So 7 n's is multiply. 2 groups of this, we're going to multiply. 8 n's, 4 n's, 9 n's. Here we have 20 divided by n, so it definitely can't be this one. Even if it's true, it's not going to be a solution because it asked us specifically to multiply here. So let's go through and plug in 4 and see which of these can work here. So you're going to start, I'll help you set up the first one, 7 times 4. If that equals 28, you'll check this one. So this would be a true solution. So here we need to use our order of operations first and do the groups. 4 plus 1 is 5, and then we'll do 2 times 5. If that equals 10, then that one's correct. So I'm going to let you go ahead and try these other 3. So plug in 4 and multiply. If it's a solution, then they'll will be true and you'll check it. If it's not a solution, then just leave it blank. Okay, the next one I'm going to go over is number 4. So this tells us that 1 pound is equal to 0.454 kilograms. So 1 pound equals 0.454 kilograms. These are the same. If we put 1 pound and 0.454 kilograms on a balance, they would be level. So Jim has 50 kilograms. So now he has 50 kilograms, and we want to know how many pounds he has. So we want to write this out as an equation that we can solve. So we've set up this ratio here. We practiced this back in module 7 before Christmas. So we want to pull back into that knowledge. So we're looking for the pounds. So here we are going to take 50 kilograms and we are going to divide that. So we would times by 1, which is 1. Oh, and we're looking for P. And when we divide by 0.454, that will equal our pounds. The other thing we could do is we could work backwards, and the opposite of divide is to multiply. So I could take 0.454 times that by the pounds, and that would equal 50. So I would say if I was actually solving this equation, that this one is easier to do because P's already by itself. On this one here, I have to get P by itself, which means I have to do the opposite of multiply, which is to divide. So this cancels out. And then I would end up dividing. So they are the same thing, but it's easier just to start with the division problem on this particular problem. So either expression, we can multiply or divide, will both give us the answer. Okay, I'm going to skip to number 6 now. So it tells us that John bought this pizza. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slices, and it cost him $20. So we're going to write an equation to find the cost per slice, and we're going to call that C for the cost. So how much was the total pizza? So our total was $20. And we want to find the cost of one slice. So we need to know how many slices we have. So we have 8 slices, and then we would multiply that by C. So we could also undo this, and the opposite of to multiply is to divide. So if I do 8 divided by 8, that just cancels it out to make a 1. 1C is what we're looking for, is 1 slice. But whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So our other equation we could do is 20 divided by 8 equals C. So we can say 20 equals 8 C's, or 20 divided by 8 equals C. These are going to give us the same answer here. Okay, and then I'm going to skip to number 8, and this is the last one I'm going to do on this video, but this should help you set up 7 through number 12. So we want to determine whether the value is or is not a solution. So it tells us that we have k minus 6, and that should equal 8. And they're plugging in 2 here. So 2 minus 6, does that equal 8? So I want to think about this number line here. So we're here at 0, and we went over 2. So we're here at 2. And we're taking away 6. That means we have to go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here was 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're at negative 4. So 2 minus 6 is actually negative 4. And they said the answer should be 8. So this is not a solution for the equation. So on each of those, just plug in the number, and then you can decide, does that equal the other side or no? So if you have any other questions on your homework, be sure to let me know, and we can set up a time to meet together.